Hi, happy Friday, happy end of summer, happy Labor Day weekend. I know many of us have come back from vacations or started school with the kids, and it's a time of transition for sure, I think, for just about everyone. And so I'm just feeling the collective navigate it all, and sending my love. And I wanted to drop in here today and just say hello and talk about the changes that are happening here, and also maybe for some of you who are newer to this group to get a sense of me. I think it's been a while since I've recorded a video or done a Facebook Live here. So I'm Kate, and I've had this group, I think now about a year and a half, maybe a little bit longer, and it's been fun for sure. And there's a lot of women in it that I would have never met, otherwise, if it weren't for the magic of Facebook. And Facebook is magical, and it can also be troublesome too, and sometimes more trouble than it's worth. And so a lot of what I've been feeling into this summer is, how can I be well utilized, and how can I potentize my work, and how can I also reach more women, but not through Facebook ads and just friending friends, but reach more women who want to do the type of soul work and energy work that I do, and healing that I offer, tools for healing that I offer. You do the healing, I don't do the healing, you do it, but I have some tools that are pretty helpful. And so a lot of times on Facebook, even in this group, it just feels like I'm kind of talking into a vacuum, and that's not any reflection of the lovely women that are in the container. It's just Facebook algorithms and how things show up in your feed. And I'm just a little tired. I feel like there is a better way to pull my energy back and use it in a way that's a little more effective and helpful for people. So hello, and also a type of goodbye, I guess this message is, because next Friday will be my last day in this tribe. I don't think I'm going to dissolve the group. I think I'm going to leave it up and running, but I won't be active in it at all. I will be focusing my energies on the Radically You ongoing class that I'll be starting next Saturday on the 8th. So I thought I also wanted to talk a little bit about that offering and what exactly it is and how it's going to work. Except I really don't know. It's sort of a mystery, and it's still a mystery to me. I already have a lovely group of women who've already entered the container and committed to being part of this new journey with me. And part of the magic and mystery that I'm working with is the not knowing, the not having a plan, the not having a syllabus and itinerary, and knowing exactly what I'm going to say and how I'm going to say it. But instead, each time we meet, which will be twice a month, either by phone or sometimes by Zoom, so we can all see each other. If you want, you don't have to. And all calls will be recorded, but twice a month we'll meet, and I'll just feel into what's moving through the collective field, what's going on in my life, because usually what's going on in my life is somehow reflected in the other women in the tribe, right? We wouldn't be here together if we weren't somewhat of a match and didn't have similar things going on and didn't have medicine for each other. So I'll just see what's moving through, and maybe take suggestions, but also just kind of honor where we are in that moment. And so the class will be partial talking, partial life skills, partial meditation, guided visualization, energetic tools. We'll probably do a bit of chakra work, and chakra balancing, sometimes question and answer, sometimes life coaching of another woman, because there's so much we can clear and so much good stuff that can come from watching another sister be held through an energetic clearing. So I don't know exactly what it will be, but if you have any specific questions that you'd like to ask me, I would love to answer those as best I can. And if you want to contact me privately, that's fine too. So since I don't know exactly what this mystery Radically You is going to be starting next week, I thought I'd talk a little bit about something that's a little more tangible to me, which is the upper limit. So everyone who enrolls in the Radically You portal, which is just an exchange of $44 a month, anyone who enrolls by tomorrow, September 1st, will receive a 2-hour recording I have on a class called Understanding Your Upper Limits, which I love. It's one of my favorite classes I've ever taught, and one of my favorite recordings I have, and so it's my gift, my welcome gift to those who enter the portal and cross that threshold by tomorrow. And so I thought I'd tell you a little bit about what the upper limits are and why you might want that juicy recording for free. So upper limits is a term first coined by Gay Hendricks, who wrote a book that you may be familiar with called The Big Leap. And actually, Upper Limits is just 1/3 of this beautiful and very brilliant and kind of trailblazing book called The Big Leap that I highly recommend. He also coined the term zone of genius. So if you're familiar with that, that was Gay Hendricks as well. Very brilliant man. And so the second part of his book is about upper limits. And it's this idea that he would maybe say mentally, but I would maybe say also mentally, emotionally, and energetically, we all have, whether we were born into it or formulated in an early childhood, or I think even there's some things in early adolescence that can happen. We all formulated in our unconscious, right? We would not do this consciously. We formulated in our unconscious a cap, basically a glass ceiling on how much joy we can receive in our life. And that's called our upper limit. We all have an upper limit. We all hit that roof of how much joy we can experience. So this means how much health we can have, how much abundance and resourcing we can have, how much love we can let into our lives, how much travel, material goods, meaningful work, purposefulness, all of that. I'll just kind of roll into the big joy, goodness ball of yumminess that we all want. There's we all have a cap on that. So here's what it looks like, is that when one area of our life starts going really, really well, like for instance, maybe we haven't been really lucky in relationships, and then we just find the partner of our dream, and it's just amazing and things are going so well, right? So we're really hitting this huge upward trend in our joy or the goodness in our life, but we hit that roof, right? So we hit that roof, and so what we do unconsciously is we backfire, and we have something go wrong in another area of our life to bring us back down, to stay under that upper limit. So this amazing love comes into our life, and the relationship's going so well and bringing us so much joy, and then all of a sudden, we break our leg, we get in a car accident, we lose our job, our child gets sick, our car breaks down, those travel plans we had fell totally through. We have the air conditioner, our house breaks down, and we have all of a sudden this $5,000 expense we didn't plan on this year, right? And so this is universal. There's no one who is immune to this. Some people have mastered it pretty well, and they experience very little upper limit issues. And then some of us experience a lot of upper limit issues. And it just seems we're constantly kind of ping pong balling around between like, this is great, now this went to shit, now this is so good, and now this fell apart, right? And so Gay Hendricks talks about, first of all, just the awareness of this is huge. Like really hearing it, filtering it through your mind, filtering it through your body, and letting it just really resonate through you. There's so much healing that just comes from that. So the book's great for this, and even this little talk you will finish this little video with more awareness than you had before you started a few minutes ago. But Gay Hendricks is primarily, more on the psychology end. And while he's brilliant at discussing the mind, he tends to talk just about the mind. And while that's a great foundation, I and part of the work that I've done with my teachers over the year have kind of done a tweak on it so that it's not just a mental thing, like, oh, I'm just going to think differently so that, I can raise my upper limit and expand my capacity for joy and goodness in all areas of my life. I've created a couple energetic tools that are really helpful as well, and that's what's in the recording. So the recording, I think, is about 2 hours, and it kind of goes through the history and an overview a little bit more in depth. There's actually 4 different types of upper limits. They're all variations on a theme. Those are in the books. I go through them in the class call as well. And then there might be some question and answer on that recording. And then we go through 2 actually energy tools that I have to help really expand your upper limits. These, again, unconscious binds that we have on what we're really capable of receiving. And when you learn to work with your upper limits and also learn to observe when they start happening in your life and then work with them really quickly, it's magnificent. It's the change that you can feel, again, in your health, in your finances, in your relationships, with your children, with your parents, with your friends, up levels in your job, up levels in your house and in your car, if those things are important to you. So she's really one of my favorites. And so again, that baby is my gift to you if you want to join our Radically You ongoing class by tomorrow. So I'll post the link in the comments. Please let me know if you have any questions. Again, our Radically You class is ongoing. So if tomorrow or this week or this month is not the right time for you to join, you can opt in anytime. You'll get put in our private Facebook group and you'll have access to all the past recordings too. So, and then again, listening live versus listening to the recordings, that's just up to you and what works better in your life. If you listen live, then you get to be really kind of part of what's moving through as it's moving through, ask questions, might do some live coaching, and then of course the recordings have their own value as well, because sometimes it's not what we listen to, but when and how we listen to it. That's just as important. So thanks for watching. I wish you all a beautiful, hopefully long weekend, and bye for now.